If your sales calls feel like you're constantly trying to convince people to buy, something is broken, because the best coaching businesses don't close clients on the call. The clients are already pre-sold before the call ever happens. And after working with over 600 plus coaches and helping generate over $7 million in client results, I can tell you that the highest leverage thing that you can do is creating pre-sold buyers. In fact, this is exactly what I broke down for a room full of 6- and 7-figure coaches and my private mastermind in Dubai, where they each paid $5,000 to be in that room. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact system that I showed them to make sales calls feel less like convincing and more like a simple confirmation. So according to Salesforce, again, one of the fucking biggest CRMs, 90% of deals are lost before the call even starts, okay? Which is why we like to also introduce indoctrination sequences, right? So again, if you guys have resources, right? Like YouTube videos, like courses, like fucking event replays, like group coaching days. Like one of the things, Ben, I recommend that you do personally, because I know you have like quite a few clients in Dubai, get them together for a group day, right?
Doing that in London, basically a Christmas dinner where we are.
Sick. Are you going to be coaching them in person as well?
It would just be a sit-down dinner just for authority. This is a bit short notice, but...
All right. But definitely book out one of those days. Like there's some really fucking banging venues in Dubai. Even a lot of you guys with your clients, do a group day with your clients, teach them something, clip that, turn it into an indoctrination sequence.
Just a quick question on that. Do you think it makes more sense for you to have a day like this with your clients or with your prospective clients potentially?
With your existing clients.
But then what would you upsell them on?
No, because the point is like, A, obviously you're going to help your clients.
Yeah.
B, you're not really doing that to upsell. You might upsell. You might be able to turn that into a mastermind offer later on, right? But the reason I'm saying it is because it positions you as the authority.
Right.
Like I'm going to fucking leverage the shit out of this mastermind. You guys are not going to see me sharp about this for the next 6 to 12 months. You guys are going to see it everywhere. But the point is, even the last mastermind, even though it wasn't like the best fucking mastermind in the world, we used it and we still use it till today as an indoctrination sequence, right? We give people a bunch of replays to it. So as you can see in every fucking Instagram conversation, your free gift prior to the call is access to my mastermind replays worth $3,000. And it's fucking true because everyone paid like over 3K to come. So we send access to our mastermind replays, and of course, when we build out our resources, we do it with the clients in mind. We do it with their biggest objections in mind, right? So of course, we have a mastermind trailer, which is a cool fucking montage. I was jumping out Lambos. We blew our budgets last time. But of course, we have a lot of like client testimonials, results, us speaking in front of the room, giving them a shitload of value. And if they've seen even like 30% of that prior to showing up to the sales call, the likelihood that they're gonna convert is much fucking higher. You know what I mean? So you can record a very short mini course. Like even do it in Loom or Notion. Go on.
I've got a course that is, well, I haven't used that much, but it's 12 hours long.
You could test it. Okay, I've never tested a 12-hour course, so I can't say.
That's a shit ton of value that they will definitely not watch before the call, but at least they can see
yeah.
both. Like, that's a big hit.
My personal take on this is I always feel like less is more, because I think you tested a fuckload.
I mean, in all fairness, we do have a free course. It sounds like 50 clients, it's been great. But I wouldn't send it before the call.
When do you
They just can be like, what the fuck?
So when do you send that?
So like, any time we ever speak to a prospect who is financially unqualified, we send them to the free course. The sales cycle's longer, but then we nurture them, they go through it, they get their first few clients, and then when they can afford it, they come to me immediately.
Yeah. It's to build like goodwill. Like post-call works quite well.
And reciprocity as well.
Yeah, yeah. But I think pre-call, like if you want to build a resource, one of the easiest things that you can do is make a very short mini course, right? So include like one tangible fix to like a pressing problem that they have. So if they're so focused on views and they don't know shit about conversions, in your case, give them one sales system that they can incorporate in their business. Like something tangible, something mind-blowing.
I've got a lead magnet of 9 short videos as the first 5 clients.
Yeah, that's banging. Yeah. I would maybe add another video at the front which talks about, like right in the intro, which talks about the mindset behind why most people fail and attack their limiting beliefs, right? Because that's crucial. You can give someone value, but like I said in one of the earlier sessions, if you can't reframe their beliefs, they're never gonna buy. You understand? And of course, you share multiple client case studies, breakdown. You can do an in-depth Miro board. So I think, Kennedy, I was telling you to do this with your client Amber, right? She's got results pretty fucking quick. Create a Miro board of like visually drawing out what the fuck she was doing wrong prior to working with you and visual steps of what you fixed. Again, when a prospect sees that prior to a sales call, it makes your job a lot easier. You no longer have to sell them on the process or the proof. they're pre-sold. You know what I mean? You just have to have a conversation about their business and why it sucks, right? A 3-step, fast-track framework to achieving X. Name it something quick, easy, tangible. Remember, packaging is everything. You know what I mean? That's why we don't throw our iPhone boxes away. I was nodding. Cool. Next one that I highly fucking recommend to you guys is we play testimonials in the Zoom room, okay? This is a fucking cheat code, right? We closed 3 piffs last week, and this absolutely prints. Vadim, you incorporated this recently.
Exactly. Yesterday, that was the close.
Can you give him the mic?
Yeah. Should I? Like camera, yeah.
Oh, well done.
That was a good catch.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I incorporated like the exact same video. And the crazy part that there was no client testimonial, only people who jumped on the strategy sessions with me without any clients. And I tested this because even in DM sequences, I never use my clients, so the prospect never feels that he's going to be sold anything. Because I say on the call, we're going to cover X, Y, Z, and then we're going to talk, about the possible steps of working together. And eventually, like, all the objections are pre-handled, Nobody even tries to bullshit me with, I need to talk to my husband and say, catch me right now and I'm going to talk to him. So, that's why it's really efficient, and that increases trust, because there is always one thing about relevance, but trust is the key thing, and that's when people connect to the story, I would say, in the first place. Second is value, and third is a clear blueprint that even in the worst case scenario that they like just jump on the call without any close, they still gotta incorporate. Like I told you the story with a lady that made like 3.5K after the call with me in the first 24 hours, and I make a YouTube video that made me cry. Like the lady, mom of 3, nurse, she made this kind of sales, which is the best one. So
definitely, bro.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so guys, Zoom waiting room, okay? And one key thing to creating this video for yourselves is think about the biggest objections that you get on sales calls, okay? For example, let's say you get an objection which says, hey, I need to speak to my partner. Hey, my partner was completely against me doing this, but yeah, I've worked with Ben and I've been able to generate over $100 million working with Ben. You know what I mean? Like, if you play that in the waiting room and that's the average fucking objection that you get, you're gonna overcome that a lot faster. And it's constantly looping. You know what I mean?
Is it edited at all, or is it just testimonial?
100%. You wanna edit this video.
I was going to say, one thing that we found as well with this is if you add a countdown and you put unmute in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Because I had some feedback from a prospect that was like, oh, it's automatically on mute.
What is it?
Put in the bottom right, like unmute, and have like a pointy arrow at unmute.
Okay.
Yeah, just something small that we found worked really well.
That's really fucking good. I want to incorporate that.
Like this, like a 10, and then it goes like unmute there.
Yeah.
And then it goes into it.
Yeah. That's fucking sick.
For the Zoom waiting room.
So
And then it
play.
goes into like case studies and stuff.
Yeah, we play testimonials in the Zoom waiting room, and it fucking prints.
Cameron, so you mean like there inside like the waiting room that you can just add this like click here?
Yeah, like for the first 10 seconds we have that. It's like unmute, and that's where the mute button
Because
is.
I have the same feedback, like people just didn't have the sound.
Yeah, they
unmute.
won't.
Like
Unless
for
you
just a couple of
do
seconds.
that
like
and then
it
they
will-
watch it. Yeah, because then they don't.
So that's in your video, you do that countdown. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's me singing in the background.
What?
Are you purposely gonna join us
So-
on this late?
No.
Sometimes just keep them in the waiting room. Couple minutes.
Yeah, that's what I
Because your video is like 90 seconds long,
Change the video.
right?
Is this 90 seconds?
Yeah, 90 seconds. So you want to keep it pretty short.
Is it on loop?
Can I can you repeat one more time what you did with the undo? I didn't see it, and it's quite interesting what you say about that.
Yeah.
Adding this to it is, I think.
Yeah, we just found like in the waiting room it's automatically on mute
So
in Zoom.
Right, yeah.
So you just have like a countdown. We have it like this. Wait, let me play.
Do you actually see?
And then it's like that. See what I mean?
Okay.
And then it says unmute in the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick.
Is that on Loom, or where is it hosted?
So you can host this in Wistia. We host all of our videos in Wistia. Actually, you know what? You can. I believe you can just download it and then upload it into Zoom. But it has to be under 30, either 30 megabytes or kilobytes. But you can easily pull that off. So 60 to 90 seconds of client wins, okay? If you're watching this, you can have like a little hook at the beginning, or you can just straight up play client testimonials. Because by the time they see your face, they already fucking trust you, right? Bless you. So remember, the sale starts the moment people hit book a call, What you do next from that moment is going to decide your sharp rate and your conversion rate. So it's very important you do it very intentionally. So pre-selling will prime, but the core call itself is where you cash collect, right? So let's talk about the fastest way to ensure that you guys can cash collect a lot harder, right? Let's talk about call selling, right? This is the second lever, aka the call itself. The faster you accelerate certainty, the more deals that you will close. The more certain that you are, the less certain that your prospects actually have to be, right? Ibrahim and fucking Chris, you guys are bad boy closers, right? You guys have probably experienced this yourselves. The more certain you are, the more certain your prospects are, right? So sales, in my personal definition of it, is a transfer of certainty, right? Like, I convince my wife to do shit all the time, okay? And the less certain I am, the less certain she is. But I'm always in a very high state of certainty, and the higher state of certainty that you find yourself in, the easier it is to close your prospects, right? Give you an example. You go to the store and you want to buy something, right? I remember I was trying to look for some fucking loafers. Ask someone, you know, what's the best loafers? And they go, I don't really know. Very fucking uncertain. I walked out that store. I didn't want to buy shit from that person, right? Walked into another store and I'm like, what's the best loafers? Everybody goes for these. They're like Loro Piana, but like 10 times fucking cheaper. Just go for these. They're gonna look good with your fit. What fit do you have? Certainty. Fucking bought 4 pairs of loafers. You know what I mean? So every sale is closed. So in my brain, whenever I'm on a sales call, right, it's almost this visual chart. Okay, it's like a scale in my head, right? And every sale is closed when the cost of inaction is greater than the cost of actually taking the action. Easiest fucking way to like summarize a sale, right? And you have to make your prospects really feel that throughout the call, right? So we were fucking mocking most people's sales tactics yesterday, right? Some people jump on a sales call and say shit like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that this is gonna work? Don't fucking do that, please. Like, don't come to this mastermind and start doing that shit on the phone. Because most people are aware of these tactics, right? And they look at you like you're trying to sell them something. If you just have a genuine conversation with someone and implement the 5C framework, which is your spine of the sales call, you guys are gonna close a shitload of more deals, right? So very simply, every sales call is the same. I know people have the closer framework. For me personally, every sale is very simple. Understand their current reality. What is their current situation, right? Because throughout the duration of the sales call, you don't just want to be fucking clear on their current situation. You want it to be hyper clear to themselves. Most of the time, whenever I'm asking questions on the sales call, it's yes to collect data that I'm going to use at the end of the sales call. But a lot of the time, it's to help the person realize it's exactly where you are. Like hyper urgent and blatant, right? I'll give you guys an example. I went to some clinic in Dubai when I came back from enjoying all the nice food in Bali. And they made it very fucking hyper clear to me where I was, right? So I'll give you an example. It was a peptide clinic in Dubai, and I did like a body composition test. Now bear in mind, I thought I was at like 14% body fat. I wasn't, I was at 15. Wasn't too much off, okay? But it made me stand on this fucking thing, and it spun. Got a funny video of it, I'll show you guys later. And it gave me a clear as daylight body composition when I sat down with a doctor. The guy was a fucking G, very high levels of certainty. And again, I understood very clearly what my current reality was. Now their peptide treatment was 3 times more expensive than just me buying it myself. But again, I wanted to buy it from them because they made me understand my current reality, right? Cause, identify the reason why they're stuck, okay? It's important for you to understand the reason why they're stuck and for them to understand the reason why they're stuck and link it to something that they're doing. Right? For example, if you want to start fitness coaching, right? The real reason why you're stuck is because you don't have a diet plan, right? Why is that? What's the fucking reason why? It's because you haven't had someone show you that you need a diet plan or what to follow that fits your body. You understand? So you need to identify the real reason why they're stuck and link it to something that's the opposite of why they should buy from you. You understand? So cost, quantify the pain of staying there, all right? And the more tangible you make it, the easier it is for them to buy from you, right? Because at the end of the, I'm gonna get to you in a sec. At the end of your sales call, right, you are asking people for a tangible amount of money. And the easier you can link it to a tangible cost of their pain, and as long as it's much, much greater, again, cost of inaction, the easier it is to close that deal, right? And uncertainty, which is transfer the belief that this solves this, right? So I oftentimes, whenever I close, I use client testimonials. Even in a sales conversation. I'm like, hey man, My client, fucking Mike, had the same situation as you. He had a shitload of followers. Didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Didn't have any sales systems. We implemented this and it worked incredible for him. Do you think if we did that for you, it'd work for you? Very simple, right? But it's super human, super conversational, and we just implemented client case studies. You know what I mean? What was your question?
So on the last one, confirm decision, not convince.
Yeah.
But aren't you trying to, like, I find me, I was trying to convince that guy. I was trying to convince them that the problem is bigger than me. So what do you do there? Because some people, they don't see their ideal shit position where they are now as like not a big enough problem to solve. Do you know what I mean?
Good question. So you need to dig deeper on what their problems are, right? In my personal experience, I wholeheartedly believe that 80% of the deal is closing the qualifying phase, right? Because once you get someone to a realization about how fucked they are in a situation,
Then they want to book a call.
then not just book a call, but they want to take action with you.
Yeah. I'm only saying this from the second guy that had that didn't close with me.
Yeah.
He asked for help months ago, and then now I said I can help you. He's basically saying that I'm kind of happy with my life. Where is that? That was it. I didn't close him.
So
It wasn't a big enough problem, him not scaling.
yeah. So you want to dig deeper and really help him understand and realize why it's a problem. The reason I say don't convince is because you can't convince someone that they have a problem until they realize it themselves.
That was the thing. I found
Yeah.
myself going kind of, not in circles, but I kept
Yeah.
repeating, like, this guy's working 6-7 days a week,
Mhm.
making £800. I was working 4 days a week, making basically double.
Yeah.
And I was trying to say to him, look, I had so much time back, I could do what I wanted in the same location, so what
Yeah.
do you think is wrong?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was like, it's alright, I barely work anyway, I'm only working about 8 hours a day. So
Okay.
I kept trying to repeat it, but then as soon as I price dropped to him, he was basically completely uninterested. So then I thought, instead of just trying to
Mhm.
payment plan or trying to do something to try and make him pay, I'd
Yeah.
go out with some integrity. Like I said, I'd give him 3 tips to try and make more money. If he wants to apply it, if not, don't. And he
Yeah.
did it. I still gave it, but he still hasn't.
So one of the things that you want to do is, like, on Fathom, personally, like it tracks how much time you talk in the sales call. The more you talk, the less you'll close, right?
I'll talk the whole call.
Yeah, so you need to, like, a lot of sales, like, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of it is listening to the prospects. 20%, when you are talking, you're asking questions to really dig deep on what the prospect's pain and problems are. You understand? So you have to ask better questions and dig deeper. So for example, like, bro, you wanted to book a call with me 4 months ago. Why did you want to do it 4 months ago? You know, why have you decided to come book a call today? And dig deeper, right? Like, let him tell you that he wants your help versus you trying to explain to him why he needs to change his life.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I was gonna say to add to that too, with a prospect like that, you could say something like, basically, you know, well, if everything's going so well for you, like, if there's one thing that you could change, what would that be? And then they're like, well, why would you want to change that? And then they're gonna tell more, well, I mean, I'm not spending time with my kids, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that, and just expose more problems like that. But I had a question about the certainty and like you introducing the client. Do you do that towards the end of the call when you're about to close them, or do you introduce that kind of earlier on and just like trying to slide it in there?
Good question. I'll seed it wherever it like fits. So sometimes you'll realize that earlier in the conversation, it will just perfectly fit. You know what I mean? Like they might say, well, Kennedy, I have a massive following, but I've just been struggling with converting. Oh, that sounds kind of familiar. Once you dig a little bit deeper on the pain, sounds a lot like my client Amber, who I helped, blah, 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 achieve the same result, overcome the same problem, and now she's in an X situation. You know what I mean?
Just go back and do it.
Thought you had a question.
No.
Sorry, quick questions. But if you do outbound calls and they're kind of half bought in, half bought out, and you kind of feel like you're not sure if this person's going to actually even show up on the call, do you speak in the DMs more about the cost of inaction, what's going on, like try to increase the...
So, ideally, it depends. The main thing that we work on throughout the DMs is, of course, making sure that they show up to the call, right? But a lot of the time, we don't try to sell too much in the DMs. Like, you can pre-sell. You can talk about cost of inaction. Of course, you can see it in, right? So, give me an example of a problem that they might be experiencing before booking in a call.
So they might not get as many clients as they really want to. However, they're kind of happy with making 5K per month, and they associate that, hey, if I'm going to have 10, 15, 20 grand a month, then that relates to more work, more stress, more problems. So they're kind of like, they want to, but they're comfortable.
Yeah. So I would dig deeper on, you know, why they even wanted to get to 5K a month in the first place, how that changed their life. So they understand that there can be a significant change between 0 to 5 and then 5 and 10 to sell them on the vision of what they want to basically achieve. And then I would relate to them, right? Or I'll typically get my setters to relate to them and be like, look, you know, we had a client X, Y, and Z, and they found that they experienced a lot more stress at 5K a month, because 5K a month was absolutely fucking shit. That's a limiting belief. You understand? Because 5K a month is fucking gross. You know what I mean? So again, it's a transfer of certainty, right? Break it using your own personal experiences, break it using client experiences, and you can use that to pre-sell a little bit harder in the DMs.
So as you're digging deeper into the responses to your question, like how deep do you go, peeling back the onion in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So you can be asking the same questions over and over again. Is there like a certain amount of whys or how do you feel about this type of questions that you go through?
Yeah.
Before you move on to the next one, where you find out that this is it.
Good question. So generally you get a sense. And the main thing that you want to achieve is realization and clarity, right? And you'll notice that there's like a moment of realization within the call where the person will be like, okay, cool, like they understand that they have a hyper apparent problem. If it hasn't reached that stage and you don't feel like there's a sense of urgency in the voice of your prospects or by the way they're speaking about the problem, then I'll just continue to dig deeper, right? Or if you don't fully understand the problem, then again, I'll dig deeper. So there's no real like, I need to ask 3 to 4 specific questions. Some prospects will tell you their pain flying straight into the sales call. Some prospects you need to work a little bit to get out of them. You know what I mean? Solid, man. So finally, confirm the decision, because once you've done everything correctly, you're no longer like trying to convince the person. You've already built up all the evidence that they need to see in order for them to make a purchasing decision.
So, you know how like every single person here now, there should be a qualified lead. Or for my case now, the people that I know somewhat that need help, this guy needs help, I'm gonna be messaging them. They're not gonna be like the qualified lead as a, do you know what I mean? So then, what do I do then? Like, I still need to somewhat try to close them, but they're not really like needing help or knowing they need help as much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't explain it properly.
Okay, I think I understand what you're saying, yeah? You're saying that if I still have a bunch of leads that aren't super qualified, I still have to try close them.
Yeah, well, I'm making them leads. Yeah, they know there's somewhat of a small problem-ish, or I love to do what this guy's doing, but...
Are they in a community?
Nah, there's no community, nothing. I know these people.
Okay, then I would just, again, if you, like, what would you say is the reason that they're not qualified? Is it financial, like?
Some people are just tight. They don't want to spend the money. They don't think it's a big enough problem, or they think it's too far out of reach. So then maybe I don't know.
Have you had a conversation with them to identify the fact that they don't have the money or they're tight?
Yeah, so the last guy, he basically said, oh, like, everything I know about you is going to help.
The thing is, you can't assume that all your other prospects are going to be like a prospect based off a previous call.
Yeah.
So I would either say one of two things. A, nurture a lot harder through marketing, okay? Or B, just have a conversation with them, right? Because the only way you're going to be able to figure out whether this person is qualified or tight or not tight is by having a conversation with them and digging deeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Just one last question.
Yeah.
You know, but I love the idea of having testimonials running in before the actual call. What if, in my case, most of the time I'm the one that fucking shows up on the call first, and they're the ones that usually are quite late, or like a minute late or 2 late or whatever? Do you then show up certainly after them so they do get to work a little bit? I mean, your pre-call VSL or the Zoom waiting room thing is going to be like 60 seconds, right? So even if you're like a minute late and they watch a little bit of it, it's fine, right? And remember, your whole sale doesn't really hinge on that video. It's just there as another tool that you can use to increase the pre-selling. You understand? So look guys, there's 5 different buyer types. So now that you guys understand the context of what to do on the phone, okay? There's 5 different buyer types that you need to cater to, and your sales pitch must be adjusted accordingly, all right? So after speaking with a fuckload of prospects, I realized there's different buyer types that you need to be able to cater to, all right? There's a logical buyer. Now, for me, I kind of picture Will as a logical buyer,
right? They typically get certainty through structure, math, frameworks. They'll often say things like, what's the ROI? Or at least be thinking that in their internal dialogue. They're gonna be thinking, well, how long will it take? Can you walk me through the process? They need clarity to make a purchasing decision, right? And they buy once they fully understand exactly what it is that you're selling. So the way that you close them is you use visual frameworks, right? You break things down into tangible, foreseeable steps for these people, right? You use numbers, like how much time they're gonna save, what percentage of lifts that you're gonna achieve for them, right? And the average ROI. You give them a PDF, summary, or a KPI sheet, something that they can tangibly see to make a better quality decision, all right? A few lines that can convert is if you follow the system, you'll know exactly what your daily metrics are, down to the dollar, right? Well, would you say you're a logical buyer?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could tell.
That literally describes me exactly.
Yeah. So then there's the emotional buyer, right? Which is Vadim. What they care about and their primary driver is transformation and identity, okay? So in their head, they're like, I know I'm meant for more. I'm sick of being stuck in the same situation, and I just want to win, right? They buy typically when they feel aligned and inspired. They don't really care too much about the numbers in depth, right? Or as much. They care about the vision of who they're going to become in the process. So you might want to show them a testimony of someone that also relates to that person, right? And how they close is they close a lot based off stories, right? You mirror their energy and their pace. Use emotional contrast, right? These guys are emotional buyers. It's not a bad thing, it's just different buyer types, right? Their current pain stacked against the new reality that they're gonna achieve through working with you guys, right? Line that converts is, you already know that this gets you out the cycle, let's lock in and start helping you build momentum now, all right? Then there's a skeptical buyer. Everyone fucking hates a skeptical buyer, okay? But if you understand their primary drivers, you can also close skeptical buyers, right? For them, it's about control and risk mitigation. They say stuff like, I've been burnt before, I need to think, can you actually prove that this works? You know what I mean? So they buy when they feel safe and protected. So the way that you close these guys and cater to them is you want to remove perceived risk, right? You want to use third-party proof. For example, screenshots, testimonials, guarantees, and offer flexible entry price points, okay? So lines that convert for these guys is, let's not decide on emotion, let's decide on data. Here's what happened when my client X also had been burnt before, yet they trusted us and worked with us, and so on and so forth, right? And this is the dominant buyer, the status buyer. This is me, right? I buy shit because of status all the fucking time, right? And the primary driver behind those decisions is winning, status, and leadership, right? Say things like, I don't want to be average. I know I can beat these numbers. They'll typically ask you questions like, who's your best client testimonial? I want to beat them. You know what I mean? Some of the best fucking people. So they see your offer more as a power move to help them accelerate, right? Speak to connect competition and authority. Use challenging language, right? If we install the system, you're gonna dominate your niche, right? They wanna be the fucking best, all right? And keep the pace fast, right? For me personally, I hate it when people over-explain when they're selling shit to me, right? I just want them to get straight to the fucking point, tell me what I'm gonna get, why it's gonna help me, how it's gonna help me become better, and I'm sold, right? This is what separates the players from the operators, da-da-da-da. You take action quick, other people fucking hesitate. Give you guys a cool story on this, right? For me, again, like referencing back to the car, it's one of the most recent high ticket purchases I made. There was another Porsche, which was almost fucking perfect, but it had the brokey rims on it, okay? So it has like these, like Porsche have two types of rims, all right? There's the Turbo S rims, which are like the upgraded ones, and there's the like normal rims, which is like the brokey ones, right? And there was one guy that was just trying to fucking sell me hard, like at this dealership, and I was like, I wasn't convinced at all. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking buy. In Exotic Cars, where I ended up buying the car from, he goes, bro, these are the fucking bad boy rims in the Porsche. Like, these are the Turbo S rims. If you buy a Turbo S without these rims, you're doing something wrong. The guy clocked that I'm a fucking status-driven buyer, and I bought, right? A lot of the time, like, just to give you a few more examples, because this is my buyer type, so I can speak a little bit more deeply into it. Like, these people will typically buy the more expensive option, right? Like, if someone tells me that this one thing has a better feature and it's gonna cost a little bit more, I would rather just pay a little bit more and just go for the better option, right? So that's how you cater to those guys. And then there's a collaborative buyer, right? i.e. the connector. Their primary driver is relationship, belonging, and trust, okay? They say stuff like, I need to make sure it feels right, okay? I wanna know who I'll be working with. And typically, after closing a lot of men and women more often fall under this category, right? So there's a lot of guys that struggle with closing women, right? There's a lot of women that struggle with closing women too. Happen to be good at both, okay? But how they buy is when they like you and they trust you, right? They could believe that you have the best fucking offer in the world, all the numbers line up, but they simply won't buy from you if they don't like you and trust you, right? So the way you close them is you focus on community, support, and shared goals. Let them speak more, right? Let them talk about what they want to do more verbally, right? Invite them in, don't pressure them. If you use pressure on people like this, it's never going to work, right? A line that converts is, we're selective because we build partnerships, not transactions. You'd fit perfectly within the circle. Show them the community, the wins, so on and so forth, right? So the emotional driven people, right? I want to show you guys a quick chart. People that make fast decisions are typically dominant, status-driven buyers, or logical people. They just need to see numbers and they're fucking in. Will, you buy shit fast or slow?
Fast.
There you go, right? Slow decisions are people that want a more collaborative approach or skeptical, right? And as you guys can see, this is how you cater to the 5 different buyer types. Was that section helpful? Yeah? Cool. Your ability to read the type of buyer within the first 3 questions determine whether you're closing at 20% or 40%. And the reason I know this, perfect fucking entrance time, when I taught Zayn this framework, his close rate fucking doubled, right? Because I taught him that there's different buyer types that you need to cater to. So even teaching your sales staff this is fucking invaluable. You know what I mean? So finally, let's talk about how I increased my average AOV from 2,500 to 7K, okay? Again, this is one of the best fucking things that you can do. The more you increase your average order value, the more money you're gonna make, right? So look, obviously my AOV before, bunch of fucking Stripe screenshots, average was about $2,500. Now it's about $7,000 on average, right?
Sorry, just to go back on the 3 questions. Can you give me an example of those 3 questions that you would ask to figure out which buyer you're dealing with?
So we don't really have any specific questions to ask them to determine what buyer type they are. It's just a list of all the data that you collect from the questions that you've asked them. One thing that you can do though, okay, is ask about their previous buying decisions. So, for example, let's say like I walked into a car dealership and I wanted to buy another car, and I was like the sales rep that was selling to myself. Here's how I'd find out my own buyer type. I'd say, hey man, just out of curiosity, what car have you previously driven? What cars do you own? Da, da, da. And let me ask you, man, what was the most important thing when buying that sort of car? You know? And then typically their response is what's gonna tell you and show you the type of buyer type they are. If I start waffling about, oh, you know, the car was like 750,000 dirhams, it still came with warranty, da da da, logical buyer. I love the fucking Porsche. It's like one of the fastest cars. I like to make sure that I have the fastest car on the road. Status driven, right? You know, I was like kind of skeptical. I was like, I couldn't make up my mind, da da da. Like I was in between a few cars. They tell you the buyer type. You know what I mean? And you can kind of use that data. Like once you understand the buyer types and you ask them questions about their previous purchasing decisions, even if it's not within coaching, it's about other things that they purchased, other high ticket stuff, you can typically determine the type of buyer type they are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how Will buys different coaching programs, but I know how he buys real estate and the way he presents and talks, and based off that, I can kind of determine a buyer type. You know what I mean?
Yo, can I add on to that?
Yeah.
Ben, I was going to say, when you qualify someone on a sales call, their why is also a very big indicator of the type of buyer they want to be.
Why they showed up on the call, or why
they want to do what they do.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about how I increased my AOV. All right, here's how I did it. And again, I know Charlie touched on this, but when you go to a car dealership, they sell you a $75,000 car for only $579 a month. All right, you guys can do the same shit. Here's how. I use free financing options for clients. I'm just gonna openly fucking tell you what they are, how they work, right? You have WAP, which introduces split it. Clients can pay in monthly installments, but you get paid up front, or at least like a portion of it up front, okay? Fan basis, pretty fucking good. If you guys, I'm gonna tell you guys a little cheat code for those of you guys that live outside of the US, okay? There's a company, if you guys text me, I can give it to you later on. They will help you set up an LLC in the States. And if you build up enough bank history, there's a company that Hormozy used on his book launch. I believe it's called Paver, something like that, right? The guy sold like $5,000 packages for fucking books, at like $297 a month. No brainer. There's people that are still on that subscription plan and are mostly cash collected, right? And the cool thing about Paver is Paver pay out instantly. Unlike WAP, they don't hold 50%. However, in order to build a relationship with Paver, what you need to be able to do is you need to have some bank traffic going through the bank. You need to have bank history in a US bank account. For you guys in the US, you guys can set this up, okay? Paver's sick. So again, they should fucking sponsor me too, all right? Point of the matter is, like, introducing financing options massively, massively fucking helps, okay? Here's another one that most people don't know about. It's called coach financing. It approves clients for amounts of up to $250,000, right? And we did over $68,000 additional to everything else that we made in the last 30 days from this alone. It's very powerful, as you can see. 10K, 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 12K, so on and so forth, right?
What's the percentage they take?
They take 5%, but you can negotiate down.
And the other one was Paver.
Paver. Yeah.
P-A-V-E-R?
P-A-Y-V-A.
Paver.
Yeah. Paver's sick.
And then what's the, sorry, just following up on coach financing.
Yeah.
What's the minimum acceptable credit score to get approved for
So-
financing, and how much do they typically allow people to get approved for?
They're actually pretty fucking flexible. They will go as low as like the high 500s for Americans, which you know is fucking low, right? And then they're pretty generous with the amounts that they approve. But sometimes, if they do have a lower credit, they're gonna deal with higher interest. Okay? But they have a really good team set up. Like, they will contact people, you have a portal where you can log into it, track, clicked, offered, financed, so on and so forth. So, they're sick, right?
I recommend asking them the credit score, and as long as it's 600 or more, you can get away with about 6-7K. I like to add a minimum.
Yeah, we started using this, I don't know if you've heard of LeadFi.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, we use a similar tool to that like tells us credit score before they come on the call.
Oh, that's
we know what
banging.
They can get approved for.
Yeah, write that down. Cool, so clients can pay $10,000 for a service for as little as $300 to $500 a month. Like, they actually have a little fucking calculator built in. So imagine now, as long as you like sell on the value of your offer, they only, like, the fucking money objection goes out the window because they're paying $300 to $500 a month. Go on.
Just clear up. So if someone's paying $300 to $500 a month, are you getting that payment monthly, or are you getting the whole upfront payment?
No, so they finance through coach financing. It's like an external thing.
Yeah.
So they'll get like a loan of like let's say $10,000.
Yeah.
They can just wire that over to you for your services. And I'd recommend collecting wires. Don't run it through Stripe because you're then collecting additional fees. It's stupid. And then essentially they will end up paying the financing company the monthly payments. So not you.
Still get paid in full though?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So which one do you use, like, because you've got so many options, which one do you go?
So typically, depending on the client, you know what I mean? Like, we prefer to do coach financing because we make a lump sum. WAP holds a percentage of funds, okay? Yeah, WAP is fucking shit.
What?
E-man, fuck you doing, bro?
I love WAP.
Yeah, I don't like WAP.
Whop off, twat.
So, yeah, it's very, very powerful stuff, man. You guys, go on.
Wise. Tell me about Wise. What's that?
Wise is more like a international bank account. So it's almost like if I need to send money to Ibrahim and he's got a bank account in the UK and he needs to send me money with like the lowest conversion rates possible, he can just transfer his pounds into AED and send it to me. Or he can just send me pounds to pounds and then I can transfer it into AED.
Why? There's no like fee that Stripe.
There's no processing fees, but they have a small like exchange fee and like a very, very small fee to like transfer money worldwide. You understand? Wise is pretty cool. They shut me down, bastards.
Well, shut me down too.
Yeah, fucking bastard.
Mercury's better now.
Yeah, Mercury's sick.
Yeah, but you don't get interest.
You do?
On Mercury?
Yeah.
Mercury Bank.
I just get everything through credit in Mercury. Yeah.
Like the US Bank, Mercury
Yeah.
Bank, gives you interest.
Oh, if you do it in credit.
Yeah, they keep offering me a shitload of credit. But you can just transfer the money to your UAE account, and there's accounts here that give you up to like 4% interest. Obviously, I don't do interest, but you know.
Has anyone used Pay It Monthly?
Is that UK?
Yeah.
Most of my clients are from the States. Have you used it?
No, I've just heard about it and I've
Okay.
tried it once.
Always test them out. Bro, like one of the most productive things that you can do is go to ChatGPT, feed it all these names, and then find a shitload of other ones like that and just test them across your sales process. You know what I mean? So now that you guys understand how to crush sales on the phone, let's talk about where 80% of business owners completely fuck up, right? Chapter 5, post-selling, right? This is a 72-hour post-sell framework, right? A 2020 study from Queen's University suggests that the human brain experiences 60 to 100 thoughts per day. Now bear in mind, this was done in 2020, COVID times. Our brain probably experiences triple that, right? The average sales call has a duration of 65 minutes. The human brain forgets 50% of new information within 1 hour. So when you guys walk out this room and I ask you half the shit we broke down, you guys are probably gonna forget, right? Hope to God not. 70% within 24 hours and up to 90% within a week if no reinforcement occurs. Now think of this in the context of your prospects, right? If your clients are making $7,000 to $20,000 decisions with 10 to 30% of the data that they have, how likely do you think they are to commit with only a quarter of the data? Not a lot.
Shit.
Yeah? That's for me. Joking. So our job post-call is to reconstruct clarity and reinforce into your prospect's brain to remember your offer plus the why behind why they need it, all right? So here's some cool post-call selling practices that we utilize to build certainty and get more closes. Number 1 is a post-call offer recap, okay? This goes without saying. How do you guys currently send your offer recaps after the phone?
Slack.
Is it just like a breakdown?
Slack and email.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No videos?
Document plus Loom.
Yeah, video.
Okay, sick.
Like a video and then email.
Who uses document or email breakdown?
Plus Loom, yeah.
Okay, nice. What do you guys do? That's why that 10K a month has been fucking stuck there, bro. So.
I have a notion of one pager that break down phases and the offer.
Yeah. So guys, one thing I highly recommend, yeah, and I know people typically funnel hack within their own spaces, but funnel hack outside of your spaces as well, right? Like if you guys ever go to buy expensive shit, right? Even if you guys are not officially buying it, look at the fucking processes behind it, right? Like I went to go view a villa in Jumeirah Golf Estates, and it was about 3.5 million dirhams per year to rent. What does that equate to in pounds? 600,000? 700?
It's like 100.
No. 3.5 million.
What, 350,000 dirhams?
3.5 million. 3.5 million.
700,000 pounds.
Yeah.
30.
All right. It's about 700,000 pounds, right? Went to go view the place. I was looking at some fucking villas. It was amazing. And I looked at the post-call process or the post-viewing process. The lady sent me every fucking thing about the villa. Like I took my own walk-around video. She sent me a better one with drone shots and shit, right? She showed me the neighborhood, the amenities. She started sending me pictures of nearby gyms. Everything, right? Because she's 3 steps ahead and she understands that if I do end up going for this place, there's other questions that I'm probably going to be asking myself when I move into the place. You know what I mean? She even, go on.
Do you send this to people that are closing with you or just anyone?
Everyone that you've had a sales call with, that you've offered your program to.
And this is just showing them everything that you're going to offer and help them with?
Yeah, but I like to do it in video format, right? So personally, the way I like to position my ones is I'm like, hey man, we just jumped off a call and I'm super excited to welcome you on board, hopefully, right? And I want to give you a quick breakdown to remind you, because I know we went over a lot of things over the call. We expressed a lot of the problems that you might have been experiencing, such as X, Y, and Z, relate common problems, right? So I'm going to give you a breakdown of everything that you're going to experience once you start working with us. 1, we're going to be doing this with you so that you don't experience this and da-da-da, right? Now I know you can create a personalized one for each person, but I've just found that this fucking works, right? And it gives people a lot more clarity to make a decision. Go on.
Don't you just close them on the call though?
Of course, but there's going to be some people that you don't close on the call that still need an offer breakdown.
Okay.
Yeah? Obviously, if they've closed with you, you can still send them this. Like you don't have to send them this. Realistically, you're going to move on to an onboarding video. But people that haven't closed with you, it's really good to send them. You understand? So, of course, breakdown offer plus transformation plus timeline and what they will experience and what happens next. Okay? Some of the best shit that I've bought, they sell the experience, right? They walk you through exactly what's going to happen step by step before it even happens, right? Like when I was buying property in the UK, like they walked me through everything. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was 18, 19, something like that. And they were like, okay, like once we have like, you know, your solicitors do this, do that, remove the probate from the house, you'll go to the estate agents, you'll collect the keys, you'll do this. A bunch of shit, right? They're already walking you through the next steps. And that's very important. You need to visually sell your clients on exactly what the next steps are going to look like. For example, Invisalign. Like when I went to the Invisalign center here, they walk you through the entire process, just like you've already made a purchasing decision before you even have, right? Assumed close. It works really, really well, right? And for the prospects that don't buy, we actually introduced a post-call VSL, right? And funny enough, I broke this down at my last mastermind. There's an agency owner who has like a social media marketing agency. He implemented this and he smashed 50K in a month additional just based off this. And I was like, there's no fucking way. Like it hasn't even done that well for me, but it did, you know, pretty fucking good for him. So what this typically is a video that we send out, which says, hey man, you know, if you're watching this video, chances are you didn't get started with us for a number of reasons. A, this, B, you need to speak to your wife, C, da-da-da-da. And we just kind of hammer the fucking objections, right? And then we show them a bunch of client examples of people that have overcome those objections, work with us, and attain the fucking result. And that typically works really, really well.
See all these processes, how many sales calls would you say you have to be taking a week before implementing them? Because sometimes the bottleneck in the business is not conversion, it's like you're only taking one sales call every week or every 2 weeks. When should you start focusing on that?
I hope to God you're not taking a sales call every one.
It's just so inconsistent. I don't actually know like what if this is the bottleneck, if that's the bottleneck.
Cool. First of all, track, bro, right? And of course, I would focus on the immediate bottleneck because you want to work on one bottleneck at a time. And of course, like getting people on the calendar is like the most important thing. So I'd focus on that. Once you have like a healthy flow of sales calls coming in, like consistently, like even if it's like 3 a day, right? I would definitely start to implement the one that you feel like you need the most, right? Because each of them solve a specific problem. You know what I mean? Like once you feel like you've, like, and you want to go in order, right? You want to start with pre-selling and core selling, and then post-selling you can kind of implement after. Like you're making sales, but you need to achieve a bit more of a lift. You understand? That's how I'd run it. So of course, the breakdown of this, post-call VSL, is reinforce their pain points, why they joined this call in the first place, okay? Objection handle with case studies, make a call to action, right? One of the most simplest call to actions that we said, and it was a really funny one, if you believe after watching this video, you've made a mistake by not working with us, message us. It's funny, but it fucking worked. You know what I mean? Alternatively, if you're still not ready, go check out some of our YouTube content again, or give them a free course or something along those lines to build goodwill. Next up, we have client interviews, right? Again, we weaponize these in the fucking DMs, right? Post-call, right? So again, like, hey man, I know we didn't essentially get started today, if someone didn't get started, or hey man, I'm excited to work with you. Just in the process of while you put together the funds or X commitment date, I just wanted to send you this client example who reminds me a lot of you. Send them the client result, right? Get them to watch it. Hey, let me know once you watched it, I've got a little free gift for you. Send them a resource in your business, right? Whether it's a lead magnet or something.
How are you sending it? Is it one-by-one email or just like one email with all the...
No, so this, like client interviews, we just do it in the DMs.
Okay, just one big message of client interviews, post-call offer, post-call VSL.
Yeah, and with these ones, post-call VSL, our closers will implement that, right? It's just like, hey man, it's unfortunate that we weren't able to get started today. However, I do want to hook you up with a quick video that I highly recommend that you watch after the call. Just drop me a text once you've watched it. And now, like, because they've got like a micro commitment, the closers now have a reason to follow up. You understand? Hey, did you get a chance to watch that video? Send over to you. And now it's a talking point that you can build on. Oh, cool, what did you resonate to with that video, right? And so on and so forth. Client interviews, you know, of course, definitely implement this post-call. And with this one, re-expose them to specific client interviews that are similar to them. Again, very important that you pattern match. Do you guys get a lot of value from pre-selling, post-selling? All right, cool. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about, go on.
What's your time frame for your post-selling? Like, is it like 3 days, 7 days, and how long are you waiting for? How many days are you chasing up for?
So the quicker that you implement your post-call, the more effective it's going to be. Because remember, like, the longer that they wait, the more information that they lose, and the more certainty that they lose. You understand? Like, when I was buying the fucking iPhone, I kept going to the mall over and over and over again, and they kept telling me it's out of stock. And the longer they kept telling me it's out of stock, I started to lose interest. You understand? So when your clients are buying things, you want to immediately hammer them right after the call, where it's like fresh in their mind. You know what I mean? Because the call is typically the highest point of certainty that they're going to experience. Okay? Solid. Any other questions? No? Good? All right, sweet. So next thing is the LTV expansion framework. Okay, this is back-end selling and increasing client LTV. All right? One of the most valuable lessons I learned is you can either chase 1,000 clients or sell to 100 clients 10 times. Right? Apple is a fucking great example of this. Who here owns an Apple product? Hands up, please. The whole fucking room. Owns Apple products, right?
Is there anything else?
Sorry?
Is there anything else?
I don't think so. No, not at all. So, in the end of the day, Apple's a good example of this because if you look at it, if Apple shut down all of their fucking marketing campaigns tomorrow to try and get top of funnel traffic in, they can just sell to their existing customers time and time and time again. And that's pretty much their model. Every year they launch a new fucking phone, better camera, bunch of hype, higher price points, more fucking issues, right? I had to start my phone 4 times to fucking transfer the shit from the old phone to the new phone, right? So even Apple, like, you'll buy an iPhone, and then you'll buy a MacBook, then you buy AirPods and a fucking Apple Pen, and before you know it, you have like 50 Apple boxes under your bed, all right? So here is 3 things that you can instantly do to increase your LTV. Before I move on to this, right, a very valuable point I want to explain is early this year, like, I completely went separate ways from my business partner, rebuilt everything from scratch. One of the most important tweets that I saw from a guy called Alex Becker is he said, if you still have to market, like if you still have to aggressively market after 2 years of marketing, you haven't built your shit properly, right? And that fucking hit me where it hurt because I felt like I was constantly in a cycle of chasing new clients, right? This year I've made the most money ever just upselling to existing clients, right? Reason as to why, I'm gonna show you, right? And then Apple implements the same fucking core concepts. They sell to their same clients again and again and again, right? So here's 3 things that you can instantly do to increase your LTV. Number 1 is the future problem loop, right? This is the post-close upsell, right? Let me ask you guys a question. When are you guys most likely to buy something?
When you make a load of money, you've got some spare cash, you just want to waste it or something.
Okay.
When I bought something already.
Why are you gonna ruin it for everyone? All right, cool. It's fucking true, right? At the moment where you buy something, you're much more likely to buy more stuff. You're in buying mode, right? You guys ever gone to a mall and you buy one thing and next thing you know, you walk out with like fucking 10 bags? Yeah, you go in.
Emotionally excited, hungry.
You go in for a fucking bottle of milk, you come out with a TV. So, according to Focus Digital Average Upsell Conversion Rate, across 1,800 digital businesses, the one-time offer upsell conversion rate averages 31%. It's a very high number, right? And I've personally tested this myself. I've had several sales calls, right? I remember like a few years back, I had a sales call with someone. I was like, the price is $15,000. And by the way, this is the upper limit of what I was used to charging back then. Like, all right. Fucking paid. Saw the payment come in. I was like, that's too fucking easy. That came in way too quick, right? So I was like, do you know what? One of the things that you're, like, can I share something with you? This is how I started the open loop pitch, right? Can I share something with you? Sure. One of the problems that most of our clients experience once they hit like 30K a month is they struggle to hire the correct team members. And typically when they reach that goal and they try hire on their own, they make poor hiring decisions. And typically once they hit that 30K a month threshold, those clients tend to, the hires that they make tend to suck. And then they waste a lot of time, they waste a lot of money, their income drops, and now they're in this constant cycle. Would you like me to show you how we can solve that for you? Yes. Cool. What we typically do is we can help train, hire, and close the sales and closes for you. Would you like us to do that? Yes. Now, typically, we charge $10,000 for that as an additional service, and most clients are happy to pay because they've already made money working with us. However, since you sign up as a loyal client, if you were to add this on today, we can give it to you for 50% off. Would you like to take advantage of that? What do you think happened on the call?
Yeah.
Fucking bought. They're in buying mode, right? And you made a grand slam offer that took literally 3 minutes to like add an extra 5K onto the call. You know what I mean? It's one of the most powerful things that you can do on the phone.
So I, for example, right now I've got group coaching done. So I have currently group coaching done for you, done with you. Then would you then say, forget about done for you, pitching that on the sales call, and use that more as a one-time offer once they're both done with you?
What's the price difference on the done with you and done for you? Can you give me like specific price?
Like $8,000 done with you and about $15,000 done for you.
Cool. So it depends on the client, because remember, there's going to be a certain type of client that wants done with you, and there's going to be a certain type of client that wants done for you. You understand? So what you can easily do is you can take something from your done for you offer and add it on as a one-time offer. Like typically, so let's say like your done for you, remind me again, 8K and 16?
8K and 15.
15, all right, cool. So let's say like one of the things that you do for them is a fully written out VSL, right? But then you have like 5 other things that are done for them. Hey, by the way, like this is a part of our done for you program, which is like 15K, right? And this is one of the most core like components of that, right? Instead of paying an extra 7K to get access to this, I can just bolt this on. It's gonna save you so much more time and make this process a lot quicker for you. Would you like to take advantage of that? Typically, I never sell it separately, but since you sign up, might as well. You know what I mean? So.
Are you doing this right after the purchase of that first call with you?
100%.
Alright, well, don't start adding shit on even before they paid.
No, not before they pay.
Then be like, oh, by the way.
Yeah. Because look, here's the thing. The certainty points are at the highest peak when someone makes the actual purchase itself. And then you have like a window, right? You want to leverage that window.
Give me a fitness example.
Give me examples of like what you include in your offer.
For example.
Yeah. You guys are gonna fucking destroy Alex's mic.
Well, it depends, innit? If someone says I just want to lose 10 kilos for my wedding, then I'll be like, cool, let's lose 10 kilos. I want a 6-pack, cool, let's do it. You've got 4 months, for example.
Do you do in-person training?
No, not at
all. All right, so under the context that someone has a wedding coming up, I can't give you like the greatest example in the world, but what I would do is immediately after they purchase, I would stack up additional time on, right? So typically, most clients, when they achieve a point where they've lost, how many kilos?
Let's say 10, 15.
All right, 10, 15 kilos, they're gonna experience that they have a lot of like loose skin, or like they've lost a lot of weight very, very quickly, but they haven't built muscle, right? Or they might build some muscle, but they might wanna get into even better shape. Now that they know exactly what they're capable of, they might wanna get 6-packs and abs, right? And typically that transformation can take an extra 6 months, and most clients like to renew with me for an extra 6 months. However, if you do decide to get started today, I can give you 6 months for the price of free. That's how I'd stack it. And on top of that, I can give you a supplement stack that would work really, really well. I'll ship out this. So just incentivize. You understand?
You can do things like meal preps or blood analysis.
I was going to say, I literally just bought a service like this. They upsold me on shit like this.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, health and performance coach, great. And it's like, oh, well, what we can actually do is, we can have a doctor in Slack available for you whenever you need it. Blood tests, DEXA scans.
Yeah.
We'll do all that stuff.
I'm coaching someone with an example of
How much did he upsell you from the initial offer to that?
I'm paying them like 3K a month.
This is
on top of all the other shit.
I'm not charging enough, man.
And then what they're doing is like, yeah, we're going to find you a chef who's then going to come every 3 days, going to bring the meals. It's called optimability. So it's like, prime example, I'm probably paying total like 5K a month for that. So that's a problem.
Do you know one of the best exercises you guys can do? In your head, sit down and write down the 5 core problems someone's going to experience after working with you. Because that's exactly what that is. It's like, you're going to need to eat healthy, but you probably don't have a chef.
And entrepreneurs give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even for like in the example that I gave you earlier, that lady knew, because in the conversation, she's like, she can tell I train, right? She got a gym in the house, so on and so forth, but she's still fucking finding me gyms outside of the house, restaurants, different locations, sports complexes. You understand? So she already knows the next 5 to 10 problems I'm going to experience afterwards. And once you realize what those problems are, you can easily open loops around them. You understand?
That was a great answer, thank you.
It's like, think about Uber, right? They get paid to be a middleman. You could essentially get paid to be the same thing where it's like, your location, I'll find you a chef. Your location, I'll find you someone that can deliver the meals. I'll find you the gym. I'll find you the PT at the gym.
I like it. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
that a lot.
Sorry, Cameron, who did you buy that service from?
Called Optimobility.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a friend that was using them. Have you heard of them?
Me?
No.
I haven't heard of them.
No, Arman.
Should show me more of them after. Yeah.
Yeah. So I broke down an example already. And think of it like this, guys. All right. If 3 out of 10 clients that you sold upsold for an extra 5K, which is the average like upsell rate, right? You're cash collecting an extra $180,000 a year. That's just off something that you do in like a small 2 to 3 minute window, maximum 5 to 10 minutes, right? On the end of a sales call. Now, next thing that I want to cover with you guys is a results window upsell. Guys, give me a sec. Mark, can you plug the laptop in, please? Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Where's the web?
It's right there, bro.
He sent it to you first.
Whoa. Oh, sorry.
Hopefully nothing was inside of that.
No, I don't think so, man. All good.
Oh, lovely.
Mark, you're fired.
I tell him that 5 times a day, man. All right, cool. The next thing that you want to do is a results window upsell, right? Timing, again, it's more how quickly you often deliver results, but it's when they're just seeing proof or results, right? You're scaling fast. The next step is to multiply it. We could extend your coaching for another X months at an X discounted rate if you commit before X date, right? Shout out Kennedy. She got a shitload of results with us. We upsold her into the next program working with us. And we're gonna make a fuckload of more money, right?
Absolutely.
Principle is to sell continuation when dopamine and trust are at their peak, right? Go ahead.
Sorry, I think there's a balance here because personally, I mean, I've signed up with a shitload of stuff that I don't ever use. But
Yeah.
what I notice is that when all these bump up offers come, and that's
Yeah.
what actually pisses me off when
Yeah.
I don't use it.
Yeah.
Because I might bump up to the next one, and then when they send me something else, I think, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I think there's a clean way of doing it and there's like a dirty way of doing it, right? If you genuinely I love working with my clients, right? So I was like, Kennedy's gonna be in Dubai. We're gonna do a shitload of in-person stuff, and we never fucking do in-person stuff unless it's masterminds. It's just, I'm not gonna say below my pay grade, but at the end of the day, I actually enjoy working with the clients in person. So if we know for a fact we're gonna give them a banging experience in person and we know what we have lined up for them, then I'd offer it. But if it's like, you guys are taking a piss and you guys are money hungry, trying to extort your clients for money, I agree. There's a healthy balance between the two.
So I think your approach is there more formally on a call, or I think not, if it's physical, it's good.
Yeah.
Not just on an email. When you
Yeah.
just get the next email, that's
Yeah. And no, not at all. Never over email. It's always personal interaction. And we...
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah. And one cheat code to this, right, is permission to sell. Just ask for permission to sell. If you're unsure about whether you should sell or not, one of the most powerful things that I've used that's closed me so many fucking deals is, would you like me to share something with you? Suggestive selling, right? There's actually a book called Suggestive Selling, which I've read. It's a fucking sick book. But the point of the matter is, once you can suggest a sale, it's a lot more effective, it's a lot more powerful, right? And lastly, we have the renewal loop, right? Which is 2 weeks before completion. You don't have to specifically wait 2 weeks before completion. You can do it a lot sooner than that, but it's pretty good, right? Send a progress recap report, recap the numbers. Hey man, since working together, you've gone from X to Y, right? Reopen a new opportunity. Let's aim for a new target together, right? And offer continuity at a reduced founder rate for fast action, right? Always incentivize speed. So the LTV expansion framework checklist, open a new loop post-sale, add follow-up upsell windows, okay? And introduce renewal loops. One client success equals one new upsell opportunity. Because remember, the reason those clients were successful with you in the first place is because they purchased something from you. So you've built a positive association to buying from you, right? And as long as you guys are offering good shit, as long as you guys truly care about your clients, you guys can continue to upsell, right?
I was going to mention one thing as well that we've been testing that worked really well. It's the very first video. We had 2 different programs. In the very first video, is showing them the evolution of, like, if you have a quantifiable offer, like you're here, here's the first problem, second problem, third problem.
Yeah.
And we make it clear, like, when you get here, the only reason you're in this program is so we can upsell you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we want to make you a shit ton of money so you get
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah.
you get here, you get here.
Yeah.
So you plant the seed. Like whenever we sell our low ticket offer, we go, yeah man, I mean Cameron just does this so he can upsell you. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And then when they start asking questions about like how do I hire, how do I build
Yeah.
SOPs, all the high level shit, it's like,
Yeah.
bro, you know what time it is?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And do you know what? That's fucking sick because that just reminds me. We even seed it into our VSLs as well. We're like, we want to help you achieve a shitload of results so that we can work with you on solving future problems together, because when we help you solve the first problem, guess who you're gonna wanna fucking hire for the next one? Us. You know what I mean? So that's banging, bro. So next thing I wanna break down, okay, and this is like the final part of this. I know you guys want a little bit of a break. If you're not reviewing 5 random calls a week, this is my personal, you're scaling blind, right? So you wanna sell like a founder, not like a fucking closer. Right? So I personally take about 5 to 7 calls myself. It tells me about a lot of different details, like market shifts, more than any fucking CRM or dashboard or anything like that. The data that you collect on sales calls is fucking invaluable, right? I've worked with some people in the past that fully removed themselves from sales, and they were so fucking out of touch with the sales process and the market that they didn't know their head from their asses. You know what I mean? And you never want to be in that situation.
I was just going to say, man, something happened to me for the first time yesterday.
Yeah.
One of my closers sent me a sales call.
Yeah.
And at the end of the call, this woman was like, yeah, I'm just going to do this with AI instead. And it's the first time I've ever heard that objection.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to make YouTube videos. I don't want to build a funnel. I'll just
Yeah.
use AI to do everything.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
great, man. I mean, run me through that process. I assume
Yeah.
you've already got the prompt structure down.
yeah, that's what I said. I voice noted the prospect and I was like, just come on, man, fucking get real.
Yeah.
But it was like, wow, this is the sign of the times. You know, people think they can do it with AI now.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, we've got another battle to fight.
Yeah, and that's another limiting belief that you now want to destroy in your whole fucking pre-selling or train your sales team on, right? And you would have never discovered that had you not listened to that sales call, right? So again, like we use Fathom, and personally, the reason I like to take sales calls myself is I like to record those sales calls as weapons of mass destruction that my closers can use and fucking play back. And Zane often tells me when I watch your sales calls, one of my favorite things to do. So, yeah.
He's hilarious. He just spams testimonials. He doesn't even close.
Yeah.
I'm a bad boy closer, but I have to close differently as a founder now than a full-time closer. You know what I mean? And of course, you have like an objection vault. So we literally have an objection vault which handles every fucking objection that prospects have ever thrown at us, right? From live sales calls, right? Daily debriefs with setters and closers. These are non-negotiables. I can't express how fucking important it is to be in touch with your closers and setters, right? Because I'm marketing. So I'm always collecting feedback loops from the guys so that I know what to do in my marketing process to make it better, right? Because the goal is to make your marketing so fucking good that it's easy for your closers to turn into cashiers, right? So KPI sheets, we review this every fucking day, right? Without fail. And then core review sync, right? Which I'm gonna walk you guys through in a little bit more depth and detail. So the best founders don't remove themselves from sales, they optimize it like engineers. Sales isn't a skill, it's a system. Most people build sales team to escape sales. I don't fucking recommend that. I build my sales system so that my sales never drop even when I'm not there, okay? So if you can't control the pre-frame, the core and the post-frame, if you can control the pre-frame, the core and the post-frame, you don't need to sell harder, right? You just make it impossible for people not to buy. So every sales call gives you 3 opportunities. A, to generate data that you can later on use in your marketing. Cash collect, which hopefully most of you guys are doing most of the fucking time. Or generate proof, right? So even a lot of the time, you know, like, and this is more for like beginners than anyone else, is we just ask for testimonials off the back of sales calls. And I know that's helped you a lot. You know what I mean?
I utilize that to get to like raise 100K overall.
Yeah, like most of the time, people have a positive epiphany or realization from your call. Even if they don't buy, ask them for a testimonial, right? Hey, what did you like about this call? You know, what kind of perspective shift did it give you, so on and so forth. And what I've kind of found, we don't do this as much anymore because we don't need to. We have a shitload of client results. But one thing I've noticed is whenever you ask someone for a testimonial at the end of the call, it kind of forced them to remember the positives. And I've had a few people that have come back to us and just bought as a result. So it's a powerful cheat code, something you can incorporate if you feel like it makes a big enough difference.
But then I also wanted to add that Actually, I try to use the system of like 4 testimonials because for a lot of clients it's actually way more simple to record a video testimonial based on the text one. So they're gonna send both a text, a video, plus pre-sale, like pre-VSL testimonial and post-VSL testimonial. So overall even 4 or 5. So we can utilize it in a bunch of like story sequences.
You have to explain that back to me.
I mean, for example, like just imagine there is like a pre-sale, like the pre-VSL before the call itself. So that's like testimonial about that I get from the client. For example, like that was.
Wait, are you going to ask your clients for 4 testimonials?
4 testimonials. Yeah.
I think that's a bit too much.
After the call,
yeah.
And about the call. So imagine like prospect, okay, lead. My setters are just chatting with the lead. I send the VSL. They watch this. They drop me like testimonial, oh like this, like XYZ. Okay. They jump on the call. Wrap up the call. If there is no close, there is still a video plus text testimonial. Just because for a lot of people it's really hard, just to take the phone and to like record the video off script. So they just write a short script, which is the testimonial video.
Yeah.
And after the post-call VSL, there's also a short feedback, which is also a testimonial for them.
Oh, you mean you're going to show them 4 testimonials?
No, they send me all. That's what they make.
Why
they make this testimonials.
So the prospect's giving you 4 testimonials?
Yeah, even if there is like, if they're not clients,
real quick,
they're gonna send me this.
Bro,
I'm gonna utilize it.
Real quick. yeah. Look,
I should break down the system in more detail.
I found best practice is 2 testimonials from people, maybe 1 selfie video, 1 client interview. Those 2 work great. I think what you're saying is you want to collect social proof of how people react after they watch your video. Maybe that. But if you're asking people
before the call and after the call.
Yeah, but if you're asking people for 4 testimonials, that's going to be overkill. People are going to get sick of sending you.
And they gave me like around 5-6 people actually gave me, and I used it in like a bunch of story sequences,
Okay, fair enough, bro.
Are you not literally asking, but you're saying that every time you send your VSL, your pre-VSL, then that you don't even have to ask, they give you their feedback.
In most cases, they give me feedback, but I also like send them a framework, like what kind of feedback they can give, and they all give me.
Okay.
What if you just say no? Then what?
Say it again?
What if they just say no, I'm not making it? Because I've had that before. Someone said to me, oh, I gave them a 3-hour call, broke down the whole business. I said, bro, I just want a free testimonial. No, I'm not doing it. I don't want to face the camera. What would you do?
You don't have to. You can just, send me a text testimonial or text feedback.
Say anything.
So to the next one, I don't care about this person. Why should I care about him?
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. So, any questions based on everything we've broken down so far? Valuable, yeah, go on.
So the testimonial part that you sent right after your sales call, do you do it on the sales call, or just something that you send like right after, where they just do like a?
Yeah. So typically, after, right? Selfie videos are a little bit more effective than Zoom calls. Zoom calls clipped just look a bit shit, so I don't personally recommend that.
Riverside bangs.
Yeah, Riverside is fucking sick. Yeah. Client interviews especially.
Yeah, client interviews.
Yeah. Riverside is some studio level shit. So, point of the matter is, just after they get off the call, hey man, what was your problem walking into the call? How would you feel like you got clarity today? Would you recommend Mike or not? 3 questions. That typically helps. Yeah? Cool.
I'm just laughing because I think you were meant to do 10 to 11, but you've done 10 to 12 instead.
Fuck.
You're just no good at this time management shit, aren't you?
Does anyone have an offer for time management? Anyways, guys, look, if you guys want to get your hands on the Conversion Command Center, pre-call VSL template, post-call, 72-hour follow-up, all the cool stuff that we broke down today, you guys can scan this QR code.